All right, folks, so here's a bit of a different type of item on this channel. For a change, this is a Korg Volca bass. It's handy, very small synthesizer.
All right, you want to do it? This video is sponsored. That's not what. This video is sponsored by PCBWay. This video is sponsored by PCBWay.
Yeah.
They offer PCB manufacturing along with part assembly.
Yeah.
But they also offer a number of fantastic services like CNC, metal sheet fabrication, 3D printing, and even injection molding, turning it into a one-stop shop for all your projects.
Yeah, you did very well.
So go to PCBWay.com, upload your project files, and get an instant quote. And thank you to them for sponsoring.
This video is sponsored by PCBWay. PCBWay.
This one is typically used for bass sounds, but it actually does a very good lead sound when you tweak it properly. I have a couple of these, but this one was sold for, I think I got this for about 50 euros, which is quite cheap. I was told the function key doesn't work on this. So this is going to be hopefully a quick repair. We're going to just open, see what's wrong with the function switch, and see if we can repair this. So in order to open this guy, first we are going to need to remove a few screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7. Now you just got to be careful when you open this up because these two things are connected and they don't have a connector. So one is the speaker, which I usually disable. They're just terrible. Never use a speaker on these. There's no point. You can actually get a much better sound using the headphone out anyway. And if you want to connect that to a mixer, just use this anyway. Yeah, this. I don't know why they included this. It's a waste of part money and circuitry, essentially. The other thing you need to disable is the battery pack. Now, depending on how you use them, you might prefer to run this on batteries or on mains adapter. I usually run this on mains, so it doesn't matter. So I'm actually going to just desolder these and probably not reconnect them when I close this. All right, so we get this box out of the way. I'm going to save all the screws here. Now we have just the front plate, and the reason I love these little synthesizers is because they are essentially very limited. You just have a couple of types of different waves to select, and then you can just set them to your preference and then use them as a sort of standalone instrument. I'm not a fan of synthesizers that can do sort of everything, because you end up not using it for anything practical. I like having something that is good at something, and I know when to use it and how to use it. Anyway, that's my rant over. We are going to just, we need to lift, where's the buttons in this? So it would be on this little PCB. So we need to detach this connector and remove all the screws here on the back of this. There you go. So we've got one, and these should be, are they the same size? No, they're slightly smaller, I think. So we're gonna put them somewhere else too. What's handy is all the screws are marked by a white circle around them. So there's no surprises. We might, however, need to remove the, let's just see. Okay, that's all the screws gone, but we might need, to remove all these covers. They should pop out relatively easily. And these guys are part of the pot, so, and this should do the trick. There you go. So this is all our pot sort of main board section. These are much smaller screws yet, and there's quite a lot of them, so take your time. And just notice some of them have little transparent washers, which are hard to spot, but yeah, there you go. All of them here have little transparent washers. So there's 4 of them. You should have 4 washers. Yes. And this is our board out, and our function button is here. So this should be oh wow, okay. Now that's interesting. So we've got a little LED and a capacitor, well, yeah, whatever capacitance patch. So it might be the case that this is slightly dirty and these are dirty as well. So my first thing here is to clean them, and I'm going to clean them with a little bit of alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I'm also going to just inspect the traces with a magnifier. Now this is where a microscope would actually be handier than my current equipment. Luckily I have one on order. Okay, so I am going to do some basic continuity test here, just to make sure that there's nothing broken, no trace broken or anything like that, and see if I can trace it back to, I mean, if I were to guess, this IC here, I'm not sure exactly which is which, so let me have a look at this and get back to you first. All right, so I did just some basic continuity tests to see if there was any traces broken to where they should be going for these two, and everything checks fine. So I'm strongly suspecting that this was either this or the pad here was slightly dirty. So I'm very tempted to, I'm not going to put it back in the box, but I'm going to apply power to this and see if that function button is essentially brought back. There you go. So let's plug this here. And so what we should see when we power this on, I'm going to get an adapter. When we should see when we power this on is whenever I press, which one is it? I remember now. I'm going to try both actually, because I forgot which one was which. If I press this button here, therefore applying those pads onto this guy, the function letters should appear here, which wasn't the case. This was doing essentially nothing, meaning I could not select different type of LFO or wave or different type of VCOs or etc. etc. Let's power this on and let it boot for a second. Let's put this down and I should see, yeah, function, cool. This one is working. This one is working whenever it wants. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there you go. So I think I'm gonna clean those, all of those, because they might actually be all dirty, and I'm going to clean all this pad as well while I'm at it. But essentially this is something that can happen on those type of connectors, and I've seen a lot of just Volca. I've gotten a lot of very cheap Volcas over the years. I don't usually pay more than 50 euros for them. And the reason is either one of the pot or one of those guys is not working, and usually that means the end for a lot of people. But if you're, you don't even have to be techie or savvy. If you're just not afraid to open it up and just like that, give it a clean or replace a pot. But you can get Volcas for very cheap. In fact, I have, I think, about 10 of them now. I have 4 Volca FMs. I have 2 of these, 2 leads, and I have a couple of samplers as well, Volca sample, and I've gotten them for either 50 or under 50, working fine. And just in case, yeah, working fine. So this is what we had. We essentially had just dirty pads. There you go. We're gonna put this back together. I won't film that. It's the same stuff, but reversed, and put it back on the rack. And there you go. We don't need this one, but this is the one we're concerned with. And well, it's working, but when I press this, the function now appears, which means we can select, in this case, 2 or 3 VCOs. And there you go, that's it. It's that simple to fix these buttons. Bit of cleaning just on both sides, on the pads and the PCB, and you should get your buttons back. Anyway, folks, this is it. A quick fix for this Volca base. It's not working just perfect. There's another video where I fixed this guy as well. There was a pot, a couple of pots actually, that weren't working properly. Just replaced them. Same process, just replacing the guilty pots, and you're back running. I think this was this one and this one actually. Anyway, there you go, folks. I hope this was interesting. Different video for this channel for a change. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.